Okay, hey guys, so as you can see, I'm about to dive in and watch the Snyder cut of Justice League. Been waiting for this one for years, just like everyone else. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what's different, what is changed, how it enhances the viewing from that original cut we got from Joss Whedon slash Snyder in 2017, I think. So when I first saw that film, I came out of it and I was like, oh, it was okay. It was fine. It wasn't the spectacle I was hoping, but it was entertaining enough. I think I've seen it 3 or 4 times since, but every time I watch it, my appreciation of it goes downhill really quick. That first opening scene when Superman is talking to the kids on the iPhone video footage, and that chin is just like straight away you know that you're in for trouble. That 2 hour mandate by the executives, we know what went on behind the scenes. Joss Whedon come in and excised everything that was Zack Snyder's film footage and did his own thing. So yeah, it was a real massive letdown. So yeah, for Zack to get a chance to revisit and give us the vision he fully intended, yeah, I'm excited to see what it gives me. So what do I expect? Oh, I'm not really sure. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of positive buzz, and I have got my hopes up pretty high that it's amazing. Yeah, Batman vs Superman, the theatrical cut, had a lot of positive buzz as well, and as we know, that was very divisive. I've grown to love that film the more I've seen it. I prefer the Ultimate Edition, the extended 3 hour cut, much better. I do like that one a lot more than when I first saw it. But yeah, I just know that opinions can be divided on DC movies. So I'm going in with tempered expectations, but at the same time, I'm just hoping it entertains me a lot more than what the Justice League cut did, and I'm sure it will. I hear there's a lot more character development, and it's cropped. It's going to be like the square TV format as well, which will be interesting. But yeah, I'm just fingers crossed. I'm entertained. So it's just on 6 o'clock. It's just got released on Binge, so I'm about to leap in, and I expect to get my review up tomorrow morning. I might be a little bit tired when it finishes tonight. I might try and get an opinion up directly after if I'm up to it. I'm a bit of a lightweight, guys. When it comes to 10 o'clock, I just want to go to bed. But if I feel like giving something to camera right at the very end, my ultimate first impression, I will. If not, then I'll be tomorrow morning. Anyway, if you're watching it tonight too, then I hope you enjoy it. See you in 4 hours. Okay, so I literally just turned the TV off after watching Zack Snyder's 4 hour opus, Justice League, the Snyder Cut, and yeah, man, I loved it. It was amazing. He fixed it. He put the heart back into this film, and it was incredible. The scenes had time to breathe. The characters had time to develop. The formation of the Justice League made sense and took its time. The story unfolded naturally, and my god, it was an amazing experience. What we got, that Joss Whedon cut, man, I'm never going to watch that again. It is a travesty. I thought I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. No, seeing this true vision from Zack Snyder is an absolute eye opener. It was incredible. Thank you, Zack. That was so good. So anyway, I'm going to go to bed and sleep on it, and get up in the morning and do a review. I'm tired. Guys, see you in a minute. Hey guys, so yeah, I had a good night's sleep. Feel pretty fresh. Had my cup of coffee and some breakfast, and now I'm ready to discuss Justice League by Zack Snyder. So, like I said last night, man, I was blown away by this version of the film. What Joss Whedon and the studio execs gave us back in 2017. That movie's just a distant memory from now on. I can't understand what their rationale was in cutting this film down to what we got. I mean, the studio 2 hour mandate, Joss's reshoots, the mustache gate, everything. I don't know what they were thinking, because that version of the film, you could definitely see bits of it in this new version. I mean, some of the scenes are still kind of the same, but what they did was just butchered it. They cut the heart and the soul out of it and left us nothing but an empty shell of a film. And yeah, it was in retrospect really bad. Like I said, when I saw it at the movies, I came out of there thinking, yeah, it was okay. I wasn't the magnificent epic thing we were expecting about Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman coming together for the first time. What we got was just chewing gum, and yeah, I felt really hollow coming out of it. it came out on Blu-ray, couldn't wait to watch it again, and that viewing, I could really start to see myself not enjoying it, and I don't think I've been back since, because I was just like, God. I did kind of plan on watching it again yesterday before watching the Snyder Cut last night, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Zack Snyder's vision was definitely, I was definitely very curious. I was hearing a lot of positive buzz beforehand. I mean, there was a lot of YouTubers and critics had screeners, and yeah, the reaction so far was very positive. So I was like, okay, there's hope, but the bar was very low. It wasn't going to take a lot to improve what we had. So my first experience with Zack Snyder was Dawn of the Dead, which came out in 2004, which was a remake of George A. Romero's classic film, and he nailed it. As far as remakes go, it was a great zombie film. It was awesome. He had a great visual style, a lot of great action. I loved it. And then we had 300, which was a massive hit. Once again, a lot of green screen and special effects in that one, but the action was awesome. And once again, that comic book style, he did marvelously well. Then, of course, Watchmen, which was incredible. The ultimate cut is the way to go on that one. And then I saw Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Gaul. So yeah, that was a CGI film. I am referring to the Internet Movie Database. He's got a pretty big resume, guys. I've got to refresh my memory. I remember enjoying that one, but I've only seen it one time. And then Sucker Punch, which he made, which was like a pretty big opus to fantasy adventure. It was cool. A bit overblown. I've seen it a few times. Great soundtrack. But once again, that visual flair of his just was really quite eye-catching. And then I heard he was doing Man of Steel, so I thought, oh my God, it should look amazing. So my initial viewing of Man of Steel was okay. I came out a little bit disappointed, to be honest. But on subsequent viewings, I have really grown to appreciate that film, and I love Henry in the role. And then, of course, Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice hit the theaters. And yeah, once again, I enjoyed the look of the film, but I came out of that one very disappointed, because I thought it was too condensed. They took multiple stories, the Dark Knight by Frank Miller and the Death of Superman, and jammed it into one film. And I really didn't think it had a chance to breathe. The ultimate cut, yeah, was better, but I still kind of get a little bit antsy at what they did with that film. It was just too much too soon. I mean, in the Man of Steel, it's just kind of established that Superman is new to the world, and he's just come out as this amazing new hero. But there's still a lot of division among the humans of Earth, not really trusting this guy. So when he died in that second film, it didn't really feel like it was earned. Like, it still felt like the population of Earth didn't trust this guy. So all the outpouring of mourning for Superman in that film didn't feel earned or real. So I kind of come out a little bit. So like I said, after watching that film a few more times, especially the ultimate cut, I have grown to really enjoy it. I mean, it looks stunning. My only kind of real gripe with that film is Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I just hate that version of the character. I mean, I love Jesse Eisenberg, but his version of Lex Luthor in that film just really misses the mark. So I just kind of, once again, touch and go. And then, of course, Justice League came out, and we know what happened there. His daughter, Autumn, unfortunately took her own life. So very, very tragic circumstances. Zack had to step away, understandably. So Joss Whedon took over. So we did hear kind of rumblings behind the scenes that the executives weren't really happy with Zack Snyder's vision and where it was going. Batman vs. Superman had a lot of critique about it, obviously. So they might have taken this opportunity to let him go. There's a lot of chatter like, did Zack leave because of his daughter's death, or was he, was this already on the cards to be removed from the film? But as we know, he filmed the whole movie, and then he stepped away. Joss Whedon took over. There was a 2-hour studio mandate, and Joss Whedon had to cut it right down and did his own flourish, his own thing in it. So yeah, the end result kind of spoke for itself. It was very, very bad. Henry Cavill come back for reshoots because he was doing Mission Impossible Fallout at the time, and he had a mustache in that one. So he wasn't allowed to shave it off, so they had to CGI it. And the first 2 minutes of that film where Henry Cavill is talking to the kids as Superman, and they're recording him with their phone cameras, straight away you're in trouble with this movie, because it just looked terrible. It just took you out right away. It was bad. So when he had the opportunity to come back and do it again, like the Snyder Cut, that hashtag has been going on for a number of years, big fan push, and lo and behold, 3 years later, 4 years later, we've got this film. So I went in trepidatious. Like I said, that first film burnt me pretty bad. But after hearing that this was going to be like a 4-hour cut and the original film only being 2 hours, yeah, you know you're going to get a lot more extra stuff. So what did I think? Like I said, man, I loved it. We had scenes from that original film that he made. For instance, the scene where Superman first comes back from the dead. And I'm not really going to go. I'm not going to go into spoilers, guys. I'm just going to kind of touch on things that we've already seen. But that scene where Superman first comes back and confronts the Justice League for the first time, it was the best scene in that original film, all done by Zack. And obviously, it was kind of tweaked a little bit by Joss Whedon. You know, bring out the big guns. Tell me, do you bleed? All that kind of stuff. Gone. It's gone from this film, and it's better for it. We get the scene play out as Zack intended. It's a little bit longer, flows more naturally. The goofiness is gone. It's definitely more threatening. And the color grading, one of the biggest changes in this film was Zack changed the look of it completely. Like the color grading looks so much better. It's as he intended, and it looks better for it. I mean, tonally, it really fits Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel that came before it. So, Joss Whedon's version was big, bold, bombastic, bright, lot of colors, but Zack's much more muted tone suits the story. Like, yeah, I couldn't believe it right away. Just a simple thing like changing the color grading really impacted the look of the film and the feel of the scenes straight away, and that was quite a surprise. So that scene played out differently. I can remember seeing trailers to Justice League before it was coming out and hitting theaters initially, and there was a lot of scenes in that trailer that were taken out of the Justice cut. So kind of seeing those again now make much more sense and just play better. So the biggest takeaway I can give you, if you're thinking about watching this movie, the story's better. Like it's very familiar. We kind of know the points of it, but the journey to get there is longer, obviously. But that's because the story's allowed to breathe. The plot makes sense. The characters have time to grow and get to know each other. We spend more time with them. We get a bit more backstory on all the characters and who they are as people. And then when we finally do get that formation of the Justice League, when they came together, more than halfway through a 4-hour cut of the film, it feels earned. It feels much more natural, and it feels much more momentous when they do get together. And it's just like, oh, because by the time the Justice League get together in this cut of the film, the Justice cut is finished. I mean, holy shit. I mean, essentially, right? It's just so much more incredible. The score. Okay. The music. Music can make or break a film. What Danny Elfman did with the Justice cut was fine. We had those flourishes of the original John Williams score from Superman and Danny Elfman's musical flourishes from the Keaton Batman. They were sprinkled through that original cut. And they were cool. They were nice. They were really amazing little throwbacks. And they were fantastic parts of that movie. But having Junkie XL back doing his thing, it really kind of changes everything, and it feels better. Having that Man of Steel score play when we get Henry on screen with Lois, dang man, it just hits different and feels better for it. So that true vision of Zack and Junkie XL just kind of, it's much more cohesive, and I really kind of felt better watching the movie having that original score put back in. Or he might have actually recreated some more music for this film in particular. I'm not sure 100%, but having that musical score be in tone with the previous movies was once again a master stroke. Now, like I mentioned, we get to spend a lot more time with the characters. So in that opening scene of the Justice cut, we have Batman on the rooftop catching a parademon. Gone. We don't have that film anymore. That's all gone. It's just about Batman. And now he wants to reunite the team, because he even mentions, even in the trailers, that he spent so much time dividing them as time to reunite. So he spent some time with Batman and why he wants to get the team together about this impending threat but you know, he made a promise to Superman on his grave to do this, so a much more naturalistic flow for Batman. And Henry Cavill playing Superman and Clark Kent for the third time. Yeah, he has such an amazing presence as the Man of Steel, and I really want to see more of him. The black suit was incredible. It looks so cool. But yeah, it's just, I don't. It's hard to say anything without spoiling it. But yeah, it just plays better when he eventually turns up to help the team at the end, taking on the big bad. It's just a cool moment, you know. And yeah, you gotta see it. It's just much better. And having his normal face the whole way through the film as well. Bravo! It's just much better. No hokey dialogue, no stupid green screen, nothing, no CGI face. Awesome. So the whole Amazon sequence plays out a lot better in this one as well. It's much more nuanced and fleshed out. There's more to it. They don't just end these amazing scenes that we saw in the original cut. They play out longer as well. So you get much more of the impact and the emotion of it. Like I said, the Amazon scene was incredible with the first encounter with Steppenwolf. Yeah, I really kind of felt the impact of their loss in that one. It's just, oh, much better. God damn it! It's just hard to put into words how much better it is. It just plays so much smoother. Diane Lane as Martha Kent. She's good. She does have an amazing scene halfway through the movie. Once again, nothing from me, but goddamn, had me cheering. It was so cool. Jared Leto as the Joker. Once again, not saying anything, but it's so good to have Jared Leto have his time to shine as the Joker. He probably had more screen time as the Joker in this film than he had in the entirety of the Suicide Squad. And yeah, he was really good and very menacing and creepy in his performance. So yeah, very cool. I don't know if he's going to get a chance to do it again, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed his performance. Now, one of the actors to kind of benefit the most out of this recut was Ezra Miller as the Flash. Now, in that original movie, I really didn't like him as the Flash at all. I thought he was terribly miscast. I was not looking forward to any Flash movies featuring him at all. The character of the Flash is really kind of disserviced, just hokey comic relief. Yeah, it wasn't good. But in this cut, the Flash gets to really kind of have much more screen time, obviously. He's still kind of the light comic relief, but he also has some moments of true emotion as well. So my feelings of Ezra Miller as the Flash really have changed from this film, and I really did enjoy seeing him on screen as the Flash. The hokey running style and everything, I enjoyed it a lot more. So he definitely benefited from this cut. And yeah, I can't wait to see what he brings to the table in Flashpoint. Hopefully that's still happening. Jason Momoa as Aquaman, once again, a lot more backstory. He's much more serious and quite emotional as well. So yeah, a lot more time with Aquaman. Amy Adams as Lois Lane. Definitely got more screen time with her as well. Very, well, as you can imagine, she's a woman who has just lost the love of her life. So her scenes are very somber and emotional, but she has an arc. She has an arc in this story. She has to learn to grow and move on with her life, and this film covers that, which is very, very cool. And big props to Ray Fisher as Cyborg, Victor Stone. So much of his stuff was cut from that original film. It was just ridiculous. The heart and soul of this movie is Cyborg. He's got the biggest character development, the biggest arc, the biggest emotional impact. And yeah, just to see his character be able to breathe and to grow and to expand on so much from that first film in this one. Damn, it hits different, and it's so much better for it. You can definitely see that he was done wrong, honestly, because what they do with Cyborg, what Snyder did with Cyborg in this film is just, damn, it was amazing. And I'm so glad that he had a chance to get what he did, what he filmed on screen and seen by the fans. So Amber Heard is back as Mira. She was fine, a lot more screen time in this one as well, but just kind of like setting up the Aquaman Atlantis story. But one of my friends texted me last night, Simon, and he goes, "Why does she have an English accent now?" And yes, she did have a different accent in this version of the film. Aquaman came out after Justice League, I think, so they kind of changed it up then. So I guess her original vision of Mera was to have a different accent, so that still remains in the cut. But Yeah, it was fine. I really didn't mind. And one of the other characters that had some time to shine was Steppenwolf. Oh my god, he went from a piss weak wannabe villain in the Justice Cut to a real credible threat, and he looks different. They made him up differently in this film, back to Snyder's original design of the character. He looks great, but once again, he's a character with motivation and an arc. I mean, he has a story. There's a reason why he's doing all this stuff that he's doing on Earth. His devotion to Darkseid, everything is explained and told beautifully, and he's vicious and he just wants to take over the world and impress Darkseid. And oh my god, he was a much better fleshed out villain in this version of the film. Holy shit, holy shit! I was like, god damn it, because like I said in that first film, I thought he was just a nothing character that made no impact. So when he finally faces the team at the end, once again, it's earned, and he's a credible threat. Man, even all the parademons look different as well, and they seem more like all the hokiness was gone, all the comic silly stuff was gone, which ironically is what we wanted after seeing Man of Steel and Zack Snyder's Batman vs Superman. We thought it was too dark, tonally, too serious. Bring in the funnies, bring in the jokes. We got that with the Whedon cut, and didn't work. It didn't work. It fell flat. Well, for me, it did. So I mean, it's still humor in this film. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, the Flash is kind of like the comic relief of it, but the jokes feel much more organic in their land, and that feels just more natural, not forced. So all that kind of it's not perfect. Let me just say there are some scenes that carry over from that original cut that I'm like, oh, Zach did do this one. Okay, so yeah, it's not perfect. Some of them still don't really land well, but overall, 100% better. Like the scenes we got in Justice League, like the first time the team come together and they're in that big complex trying to rescue the scientists. And yeah, I enjoyed that scene in the first film, but once again it kind of falls flat. Once again, here it's expanded on, plays differently, different scenes, and everything just works 100% better in this movie. It just has time to breathe and to tell you a story and to sweep you away in this world. And yeah, like 4 hours long. You could pause it anytime you want. That's the beauty of streaming. It was broken down into chapters. So if there's any concerns for watching this movie in one sitting, don't worry. You can stop it whenever you want. But for me, that 4 hours only felt like two. I was just swept away, like I said, and I just was engaged from beginning to end. So what what Zach gave us with this film is just an incredible achievement. And obviously we had at the very end for Autumn his daughter, so he did that for her and to raise suicide awareness as well. So you can only applaud the man, because the tragedy he went through, obviously you need to step away. And yeah, for him to be given the chance to come back, I mean, this is unprecedented, to come back, take an existing film and give us the original vision and then put it onto a streaming service. I mean, holy shit. I mean, god damn it. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go into any spoiler territory, but there are characters in this we haven't seen before, characters who we know of, who we've seen in other films. They appear in this one. It was so good to see them. And yeah, like I said, there's one surprise character that I had no idea was going to be in this film, and I was just like, holy shit. So yeah, I don't know what this means moving forward, because this definitely feels like it's setting up the rest of the Snyderverse, right? But apparently they're moving in different directions, so I don't know what kind of an impact this is going to have on that side of things. Are we going to get the Snyderverse back? Is Justice League 2 going to happen? I mean, the very end of this film sets up some stuff with Batman, so maybe a whole other movie franchise as well. So I'm hoping that, I mean, Warner Brothers has got to be looking at this, and they have to be very, very nervous, because they made some very, very bad decisions in not letting Zack Snyder do his thing. I mean, obviously, I don't know what they could have done. They could have put the whole thing on hold and let Zack have a chance to mourn. But the business of crunching numbers and making money, we've got to get this thing out, and they made that call. But, you know, like I said, I don't know all the facts. But we got this new film, and man, it's really kind of, for me, expanded the whole DC universe right open, because what this film did to me was just make me fall in love with the characters. It quickly became, like I said, my relationship with the DCU movies, with the Zack Snyderverse in particular, very touch and go. Like, I like them. Some bits are good, some are not, but overall, I enjoy the films. This one has just shuffled to the top of the pile. When he's given the chance to let his movies breathe and just to explore and have a fantastic story, he could do no wrong, honestly. I know studios and cinema complexes will be very nervous about releasing 4-hour movies. I mean, where's the turnover? Like, they can probably only play a 4-hour movie 3 times in one day. How are you going to make a lot of money with that? They'd have to close down other movies and have the movie running. But in the old days, when a movie was successful, they didn't pull it from the theater until the demand died out. But now that movies play for like 3 months, and then 4 weeks later you got the Blu-ray or the DVD or the 4K, yeah, it's very much about that turnover. So those longer movies really will not get a chance. But back in the heyday, like the Ten Commandments and Ben-Hur, they were long epic films. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Remember, we got those 3-hour versions at the film, and then the 4-hour, the 3-hour cut at the movies, and the 4-hour cut on home video. So for me, yeah, I'll definitely sit through a long movie at the cinema if it's good. But yeah, from the business side of things, you can see how that would impact that. Anyway, amazing. I can see why people are watching this again, back to back, like a 4-hour film. Twice in one day is 8 hours. That's a full day work. Full days. Oh, sometimes I'm so excited I can't talk properly. A full day at work. But yeah, it was wonderful, man. I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. So please tell me what you think down below. The Snyder Cut versus the Justice Cut. Have you seen it? Are you watching it in parts? You gonna watch it again? Are you gonna pick it up? I'm hoping this comes out on 4K. Oh yeah, I didn't mention the aspect ratio as well. So it is cropped with the black bars on the side. We're not losing any footage, guys. He's actually expanding on the image we had, so it's taller, much more like an IMAX film. So it looks really good on my big ass TV, which is behind me. But yeah, please discuss below what you thought of it. I loved it. 10 out of 10. It was a fantastic film. It was a great experience. I was so excited to sit down and watch that last night. Oh man. Anyway, please discuss below. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching.